So I'm going to set up our new worm composter. Our worms arrived today, and we are going to...
Havana. And I took off the label, it just came, and here's what was in the box. Direct from Uncle Jim's Worm Farm. Yeah, we got 250 red composting worms. So this is like a composting mix. I know it's like kind of a small order, but we obviously are just getting started, and the worms will multiply as they get fed and reproduce.
Okay, so we've got the instruction, composter, I'll use the English one. So the living composter. We've got the shreds.
This is like any shred you can make in your shredder. That's like just regular paper. They sent 2 little packs of it.
Okay. The coconut core.
It came with 2.
Came with 2?
Yeah, the other one I have hydrated and ready to go.
Okay. As you see, we got in the bottom we have the debris screen in the base. And these are our working trays.
And this is the, oops, the debris screen went flying. This is the nozzle for any compost tea or liquid that goes through the composter to catch. So you can use that just as it is in your garden. So we did get the extra tray set for this composter. The composter itself only comes with 2 trays, the bottom 2 trays and the lid, as well as the 2 coconut core. This is let me put this closer. You can see it explains how you hydrate it. Let me see if I can get that. Yeah. And there are 3 little hockey puck size coconut core here. So you can put them in and rehydrate them. I rehydrated all 3 of the other package of coconut core, and hopefully that will be enough. Okay. So I'm going to take away these extra trays because we'll be starting with the 2 trays that actually came with the composter. I'll remove these and this coconut core for now.
Okay, so we've got the lower tray. Okay, so lower tray on base. Okay, and then we're going to set the working tray.
This is the top.
I guess,
working
yeah.
Tray? Okay.
So that's the list.
Oh,
Working tray.
and that's the tray where you put your vegetable scraps.
Okay.
So.
Set working tray on base. Soak 2 sheets of newsprint in water. Lay in bottom of the tray.
Okay. So we don't have newsprint, so I am going to use cardboard. And through the magic of television.
So our soaked cardboard.
Hang on, let me. And I just laid a towel, underneath just because this is going to be sort of a moist, wet project. Cardboard is compostable, so it should work.
Okay.
I'm going to tie this tight.
So we got the coconut core.
Yep.
Okay. Mixed with shredded newsprint.
Okay, so I'm doing this in the tray because there's not room in this pitcher, and I don't think it makes a difference if you do it before, as long as it's mixed. I'm putting over the cardboard. I would have thought this would be on the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. All right. So it turns out that this goes on the bottom, which makes sense since the worms don't like light and they want to go down to compost. So, oh, my hands are dirty. Yeah. I guess it's worth mentioning why we're getting this. Yeah.
We weren't doing composting outdoors, but we did get some animals that were chewing through, and we didn't want to increase that problem of animals being attracted to the compost. And outdoor worm composting wasn't really an option being in Florida, because the summer months would not be hospitable we
don't want them to boil. They turn into like worm, crunchy worm pieces probably. It gets into the 90s. I mean, like a lot of places, we get into the 90s, we get into the hundreds, and there's no place outdoors, even in the shade, that is good enough for the worms. So we decided to put it inside in our kitchen, or near our kitchen, so that we can easily feed it our vegetable scraps, things that the worms like to eat. What happens is in the working tray they run out of food, and then they go to the other tray, and eventually in the bottom tray there's compost, like worm castings, which is basically worm poo. And that is super high in nutrients that plants love, and you can put it in your garden. So it's basically free compost once you get set up. Not completely free, obviously we bought this composter, the worms, etc., but it pays for itself eventually is the idea. And it's good for the environment, and it's good for your garden. So.
Okay, so do we mix in the shreds?
Yeah, mix in the shreds.
Just says spread mixture lightly and evenly over tray bottom.
I'm seeing other people do this. I don't think this is an exact science. It's mainly you want it to be moist for the worms and not too heavy, I guess. We do have extra shreds from our shredder if we need.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
it seems a little, maybe a
little more of that too.
Yeah.
So we'll get more shred.
Ugh, I'm getting this house so dirty.
The worms can read about pre-approved credit card offerings.
I'm very interested in credit. The worms are. Welcome, wormies. Worth mentioning that we have 2 cats, so the worms will not make it out of this worm composter. Those cats are like prison guards.
They were already sniffing
safe inside, but outside, all bets are off.
We already had some sniffing at the box of worms earlier.
Yeah. Can you open this? I can't get it. I don't know. It's like a super duper knot, and I don't want to cut it. It's a cute bag.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I want to add just a little more water to this
Okay.
before they go in. Okay, I'm adding a little more water to get the shred moist. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. I might even add a little more. I don't want to add too much. They say you don't want it too wet, but can I have a little more shred, like another handful? Yeah, we had a wild animal get into our composter outside, both of them. We tried one that was a little more heavy duty plastic, and it gnawed a huge hole into the side of the composter. I'll see if I can find that picture. It is like really something. So unfortunately it really wasn't good that we were attracting those. So do we have to do the top tray like this too?
No, it looks like we just put the top, set the upper tray and lid on top, and then we just kind of let the worms do their thing. It seems like tomorrow is when, it says day 2 is when you should start feeding.
Okay, and do we put the, okay, so day 2 is when we start feeding, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do we put the scraps on the top tray, or?
Yes.
Okay, so.
Yeah, the picture shows the scraps going into the.
So this is more like.
No, hold on. No. No, it looks like the scraps go in the bottom.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the picture, it doesn't.
I think we might want to set them both up like that.
Okay.
Why don't we set up both trays? Okay. So we're going to set up the second tray like the first, and then the top tray will be, I don't know if we need to put, do we need to put the
I would
cardboard?
put the cardboard because then they couldn't migrate.
Right. Yeah, I think we would set up the top tray with a little bit of shred and coconut coir, and then that's where we'll put the kitchen scraps. So, let's see. All right. Coconut coir on the top. And the worms do actually compost coconut coir and shred as well. So, even if we have it on the top.
Oh, okay. I think it's saying do it. I think that's what they're saying is the next day do the second one. Is kind of how they're doing it.
Oh, I don't think it makes
I don't
a
think it
difference,
makes
do you?
because it says repeat steps 2 and 3.
Why would they? Yeah. Why would they care about? Oh, because then that's when they're going to start eating.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
So that's why the confusion, because some of the pictures is showing the with the top tray and the bottom, but so yeah, so then you put it in the top.
Right.
Shred.
Yeah. More shred. And I think worth noting, I have used most of this coconut coir so far, and I think I'll end up using both of it for the 2 trays. I mean, it depends on how much coir you put in there. When we bought this, I also got a bale of coconut coir. So we have free shred at home, but from the shredder, but we do not have obviously coconut coir. And I think actually you don't really have to use coconut coir, but a lot of it seems to be a good bedding for them, and that's what this did come with, so they obviously think so.
Yeah.
This composter, I believe, is a lot like Hot Frog composter. It's kind of like more of a generic version of that one. There are a lot of composters like indoor. Let me just put the rest of it in here.
Okay.
So there are a lot of these generic indoor composters on the market. The one we bought is, I will put a link in the description below, but it's basically a generic version of the hot frog composter. There's a lot of composters like this on the market. It's more or less a, you know, more nondescript version. It looks like, you know, it belongs indoors, rather than a lot of the ones who are more designed for outside and they're more obviously composters.
Yeah, this will blend in. You know, we can put it in the kitchen where we're going to have the scraps, and this will kind of just blend in with the other stuff in the kitchen.
Right. So
it's like a little storage unit or something.
Exactly. So, and the worms will do their thing and stay inside here and give us their compost. So,
okay.
All right. So I guess we put this in the bottom tray, right?
Right. Yeah.
Put them in the bottom tray. Now we did both trays the same. Just to recap, we did both trays the same with the coconut core and the shred for the worm bedding. But on the bottom tray, we put the cardboard in place of the newsprint. We didn't do that in the top tray because the worms then can migrate from the bottom tray to the top tray.
Okay.
So this will be the bottom. Wormies! So here's the logo. Got these from Uncle Jim's Worm Farm. This is not sponsored in any way. We'll do an update at some point on how this is doing, and if they do well, then you'll know that this is a good source for worms.
Basically, kind of looks like just see a bunch of dirt in there is all you can.
Yeah. I think you can just dunk them in. I mean, I don't have anything against touching a worm, but yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna see if I can get a close up of this.
Oh, I see them. They're little, really little.
Let's see. They don't like light, so they're probably in here.
But they're small.
Oh, look at that. They are teeny tiny. I saw something move.
Yeah, no. That's
right. Let's see. Oh.
There's one's moving. There's the bolt guy who's going to be the first bolt. Well, they're genderless, right?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Any tips on sexing worms?
I'm not being, I just...
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to be be misogynist to the worms.
I don't want to be misogynist, but, I don't want to be but I do.
Of course, it's the guy who's bold. No, he's cute. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm sticking my hand in a pile of worms. Okay, so here are the worms. There's their bedding, and yeah, let them do their thing, I guess.
Yeah. So
they have a day to kind of acclimate,
yeah.
And then tomorrow we start feeding them. Okay? Yep. All right. Okay. So here's the top, minus the cardboard on bottom. Can you lift this? No, just the side. I just want to show the bottom. This is the bottom with the worms, and this is the tray to catch any debris that falls through, some worm castings, any compost tea, and the nozzle below. And we will do an update to show you how this is working for us, if we like it, if it produces some worm castings for us, if the worms are happy. Well,
I don't know.
If I can't speak to their emotional state, but if the worms are, if they survive and they do well, yes, then we will indicate that in the video. So please subscribe for updates, and we appreciate you staying and watching this with us. Thanks.